Welcome back to the show, everyone. I'm Hari.
And I'm Kimi. Today we are exploring the colorful and surprisingly dramatic history of Toys for Bob, a video game studio with a wonderfully playful name and an incredible legacy.
They started as a partnership in 1989, founded by Paul Reich III and Fred Ford. Over the decades, they've gone from creating foundational sci-fi hits to pioneering the massive toys-to-life genre.
Let's start with how they met. Both went to UC Berkeley in the late 70s, but didn't cross paths. They finally met in 1988 at a board game night hosted by game designer Greg Johnson.
Greg Johnson and fantasy artist Errol Otis played matchmaker because Reich needed a talented programmer and Ford wanted a creative designer. They instantly clicked and formed their studio in 1989.
Their first game was Star Control, a sci-fi tactical combat game released in 1990, but their 1992 sequel, Star Control 2, is widely hailed as one of the greatest video games of all time.
It's true. Its open-ended exploration and rich writing directly inspired massive franchises like Mass Effect, Fallout, and Stellaris. A great piece of trivia, during the final months of development, their publisher's budget ran out, so Fred Ford financed the team out of his own pocket.
That's incredible dedication. They also eventually open-sourced the code, which allowed fans to keep the game alive as the Urquan Masters. But where did the quirky name Toys for Bob come from?
It was suggested by Reich's wife, Lori, to stand out from competitor names. Because people kept asking who Bob was, Reich told his staff to invent completely different stories about Bob and swear they were true, just to mess with the press.
That's hilarious. In the 90s, under publisher Crystal Dynamics, they grew to nearly 30 people. They made a game called The Horde, featuring full-motion video with Kirk Cameron, while some sources suggest Martin Short was also originally planned to star.
They also developed Majoko Daisaku-sen Little Witching Mischiefs, a Japanese anime game. It was a development nightmare because of major language barriers. They actually finished development by simply unplugging their office fax machine to stop receiving bug reports from Japan.
Talk about an unconventional exit strategy. After that, they were laid off by Crystal Dynamics but incorporated independently in 2002. They eventually signed with Activision, developing licensed titles like Madagascar and Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure.
But licensed games were starting to decline. The studio needed a massive hit. That's when character designer Yue Huang, who built toys in his spare time, and engineer Robert Leyland, an electronics hobbyist, got an idea.
They wanted to merge physical toys with virtual video games. When Activision acquired the Spyro the Dragon franchise, Toys for Bob pitched this toys-to-life concept. Activision CEO Bobby Kotick loved it and gave them extra development time.
They initially pitched it to Nintendo, but Nintendo declined to partner on the hardware, only offering to market the game for the Wii. That proved to be a multi-billion-dollar mistake for Nintendo.
Absolutely. Skylanders Spyro's Adventure debuted in 2011 and generated $1 billion in just 15 months. It created an entirely new genre, forcing competitors like Disney and Lego to scramble to catch up.
Eventually, interest in Toys to Life waned and the series was discontinued. Toys for Bob then successfully pivoted to remasters, creating the Spyro Reignited trilogy and reportedly assisting with the Crash Bandicoot and Sane trilogy, proving their knack for reviving classic PlayStation properties.
In 2020, they released Crash Bandicoot 4: It's About Time, after which the founders left the studio. The team transitioned to helping with Call of Duty under Paul Yan and Avery Lodato.
Things got rocky when Activision Blizzard faced massive workplace controversies, leading to Microsoft's acquisition in late 2023. Amidst major Microsoft layoffs in early 2024, the Novato offices were closed and staff went remote.
But they survived. In May 2024, they successfully spun off from Activision to become independent again, partnering with Microsoft to publish their next game. It's a wonderful new beginning.
This episode is based on the Wikipedia article Toys for Bob, which is available under the Creative Commons Attribution Share-alike license. This podcast was crafted using artificial intelligence.